Hey, it's Woodman here. In this message, I wanted to talk to you about people who try to bind people to themselves in a very selfish and dangerous way. They're using love spells, they're using all sorts of binding rituals, they're doing all sorts of really dangerous things that can be used to ruin people's lives, sabotage genuine relationships, and truly just mess people up. Let's talk about the first aspect, which is mimicking divine counterparts and twin flame connections. When they use this type of magic, it will give the illusion of being an actual authentic connection. Love spells can often create a false sense of deep connection, mimicking what people might perceive as a divine or twin flame relationship. This illusion can lead someone to believe they found their soulmate when in reality they are under the influence of a master manipulator, who is a very cold blooded individual who really could give two whatevers. You know what I mean? Emotional confusion. The fabricated intensity of these connections can confuse emotions, making it difficult for individuals to discern genuine feelings from those artificially induced, leading to unrealistic expectations and eventual disappointments. Keep in mind that usually shapeshifter energies are very good at this because they are master illusionists and they can actually um, mimic real emotions when in fact they may be a sociopath and have no emotions at all. Emotional manipulation. They usually are aiming to control or influence the target to act irrationally or contrary to their true nature. This manipulation distorts their perceptions and can lead them to make decisions that are not in their best interest, whether that be acting obsessively, maybe in a way that might end up landing the person in jail, maybe in a way that might cause extreme problems to this person in the long term, primarily because the person just wants to see this other person suffer greatly. And so this target who is maybe under the spell may be unable to see clearly the dangers and that the fact that the relationship really has nothing to it at all. Binding to a master manipulator. This is also a form of enslavement through manipulation. When spells are used to bind someone to a manipulative person, it creates a dynamic where the target feels trapped. The manipulator exploits this control to maintain dominance and keep the target dependent. The ignorance of the target is key here because if the target is able to figure out what's going on, then obviously the target is not going to keep falling for this trick over and over again. But the idea is you want to get this erosion of autonomy. The manipulation erodes the target's sense of personal autonomy and freedom, making them more susceptible to further manipulation and less likely to recognize or escape the harmful dynamic. In other words, you might see the manipulator assert that, oh no, boundaries, boundaries. But then as to the target, they're stepping over their boundaries at every turn, particularly when they're doing it either through magic or some sort of dream interference or something like that, right? Toxic limerence. So there's an obsessive infatuation that may also come out of this manipulation and energy, this use of magic, this voodoo, which when combined with love spells can lead to a very unhealthy fixation as well as emotional turmoil. And so really what you have is a person A who wants to use person B. They want person B to believe that there's true love between them, but really person A could give a rat's you know what, and they're just trying to use the infatuation to bind the person so that they can then use their manipulative behaviors to get what they want out of the target. Narcissistic exploitation. There also might be competitive dynamics at work here, right? Narcissistic individuals can exploit these dynamics to create competition amongst their suitors. For example, by making admirers vie for their attention or affection, they reinforce their sense of superiority and control. Oh, you must all fight for me. I want to see who's the strongest among you. I want to see, who loves me the most, right? And this creates emotional turmoil. This puts people in unnecessary competitions they don't even want to be in. They go through the significant distress, they go through heartbreak, they go through unnecessary suffering, they go through conflict and heartache, when really and truly the conflict is not with the other suitors or the people. These fights that break out, no, the blame of all of it is the person who is inspiring the competition, the person who wants to be the object of the affection of many, because this person has an ego problem where they want people to come and worship them and admire them and pray at their temple and whatever the case may be, right? What about relationships that disrupt genuine connections and cause emotional damage? It may be that the person who wants to manipulate really doesn't love the target, but they love the idea of the target loving them, and then that target who loves them now actually finds someone that they actually love and they want to have a life with. But The manipulator doesn't want to see that. Manipulator is like, no, 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 no. You don't get away so easily. And so now they're trying to destroy the target's personal relationships, ruining their prospects with their friends, ruining any relationships they might have that might be loving, causing long-lasting damage, and isolating this person because basically, why should other people get to have a happily ever after? Everybody ought to be miserable because the narcissistic manipulator wants to see everyone wrapped around their finger. So, in other words, this is being used to exploit and harm individuals, sabotage their true loves, destroy their lives, and awareness and vigilance are crucial to prevent falling victim to such manipulative tactics, manipulative practices, and to protect one's emotional well-being and future opportunities. They're going to come back again and again if they can, to try to ensnare the target back in their trap again, because it's kind of like the dragon that wants to consume the night. The dragon might respect the ferocity of the night. The dragon might respect the courage of the night. There might be quite many qualities that the dragon is looking at in the night, and they're thinking, I wish I could have that, and I want to do that. But do they really want the night? Are they looking to be an ally with the night, or are they looking to consume the night and take all that the night was and then make that part of their belly, right? And make that part of the contents of their lunch or dinner. That's really what's going on, right? It's all about consumption. They want the target to be consumed utterly, and in so doing, they're getting the best of this target. They're not interested in being friends with the target. They're not interested in working with the target. They're only interested in using the target and then completely consuming the target until there's nothing left of them. And it's okay because they have no sympathy, because they have no emotions, because they're entire sociopaths, and they will do what they're going to do with you from a magical standpoint. They may have had training in it. They may have done some research on it. They may have read up on it. They may have gone to people and hired people to do it. However they choose to do it, they are a wrecking crew that will go through your life, and they will lay you out any way they can because they just simply don't care. When you find these people, you run the other way. You never look back. You keep looking over your shoulder if you must, not to be afraid, but just to be cautious, right? Because these folks really deep down, they're cowards. They're losers. Of course they want to be admired. Of course they want to be worshipped. But deep down, there's got to be some sort of insecurity going on for them to be this kind of person, right? But in other words, to get all of this from other people, they're like energy vampires, right? Because there's something missing inside of them. And so therefore, to get whatever is missing inside of them, they have to extract that from other people, consume that from other people, drain other people to get that sense of somehow being whole or being full in some way. And it's still never going to be enough. It will never be enough. They will keep on consuming. They will keep on moving to new targets. They will keep on running through supplies. And if they come back for you, it's probably because you had a juicy supply that tasted so good, they got to come back for more. I hope you enjoyed this message. If you're new here, welcome aboard. It's a safe space. You're welcome. If you're returning, I thank you so much for your support. You keep this channel going. Please like, share, and subscribe. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you blessings, peace, tranquility, health, and wealth, and protection from all that would harm you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care.